But it's a pleasure to be here and show support for Monti and the candidacy and the hard work that he's doing to be the next state representative in this area. You know, I hear, go ahead, we clap for him. You hear folks say, well, I'm a conservative Democrat. Let me tell you something. When you get to Frankfort as a Democrat, there are no conservative Democrats in Frankfort. This past legislative session, the Democrat leadership in the Kentucky House voted to increase the Kentucky debt to the highest level ever in our state's history, at a time when many of us in private business, many of us as families are struggling to meet our needs, to take care of our kids, to raise our children. When things are not good economically, the Democrat-controlled House of Representatives in Kentucky voted to increase our state's debt $1.2 billion so they could spend more money. When Democrats get to Frankfort, just as in Washington, it's all about taxing, borrowing, and spending. We have got to change that approach to government. That's why we need someone like Monti Collins to represent this area and to help us as Republicans in the Kentucky House say we're going to stand up to the increased taxes, the increased spending, and the increased borrowing, because we have to change the direction of this state and this country. There's a great movement going on out there that will support conservative candidates. Monti Collins needs to be in Frankfort to represent you and your interests. He's got a great background as a business person, someone who has been involved in the Chamber of Commerce. His wife Denise is a public school teacher. He has young children. He's interested in education. Just exactly the type of representative that we need. Someone with a smart business background, with a family who's concerned about education. You know, the other thing that I hear folks say, well, I'm a conservative Democrat. And they go to Frankfort then and they vote to raise taxes. They go to spend more money. They go up there to borrow $1.2 billion. The liberals in Frankfort are no different than the liberals in Washington. If you are a 7-month-old fetus, liberal Democrats believe they have a right to kill you. If you are a 7-year-old second grader in public schools, liberal Democrats believe that a public school teacher such as Denise has a right to teach you that homosexuality is acceptable moral behavior. If you're a 67-year-old grandmother or grandfather who's been working your entire life to build up your retirement, to try and enjoy your years as a grandparent, liberal Democrats, whether in Frankfort or in Washington, believe that they can tax your retirement benefits. They can tax the money that you've worked so hard to accumulate and to enjoy your retirement. There is a difference, and it's time that we send conservative people to Frankfort to represent your interest. I know that Monti Collins will do that. I know he'll be a great state representative, but the thing is, even though the time is right to send conservatives, it's up to us to do that. We have to get out and work. It's not just going to happen. Everybody here, we appreciate you being here today to show your support for Monti, for his family, for his candidacy, but we have got to work these last 3 months. Just because the political winds are blowing in our favor doesn't mean it's going to happen automatically. We have to get out and work.
Party leadership across Kentucky believes in Monti, that this is an important race, and he's the right guy to send to Frankfort. Jeff did a phenomenal job of explaining the importance of having Monti in Frankfort. One of the things that strikes me about his service back here at home, you know, I got to know Monti a few years ago through some of my visits back here, and you know, his leadership, his peers at the Chamber of Commerce have elected him to lead the organization and be heavily involved. And I think that shows a commitment. Somebody who's not he likes politics. Sure he likes politics, but he likes serving. Politics is a means to serving. And sometimes in politics and in government, we tend to elect those who gravitate towards people in power and the perks of power and all that, and they're not really there to serve. And I have no doubt that when Monti gets to Frankfort, he's going to serve. And we definitely need him this year. Monti, like I said, is one of the top. He's one of the top targeted candidates for the state party. And I want to urge you here locally to do whatever you can. If you don't live in this district, come over here on the weekends and help him out. If you live in Brent's district, he doesn't need your help. So come on over, help out Monti. This is a very winnable seat. We've had great candidates in the past who fought a good fight and almost pulled it off. Marvin Wilson comes to mind. But Monti lives, I think, in the right county, being in Marshall, the heart of the district, and he's a good guy, and he's going to win. And he's going to serve and make you all proud.
In seeing this district move forward, because I live in this district, and I plan on living in this district. I didn't have the thought of 15 years ago, I want to run for office. Whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, I personally think that's a good thing. I'm not the type of person that I'm going to do it just to be a politician. That's not what it's about. I have finally decided I'm not going to just sit back and take what is continuing to happen to us in this district. And Denise and I took a lot of time to pray about it, to talk about it with other people, leaders of the party, and then others that weren't leaders in the party, to give us some good insight on whether or not we could do it. And we did it because we felt like we were being led to do it. So I ask you all now to step back, and the biggest thing you can do for me is, yes, financially, but in my eyes, I want you to pray for me. I want you to pray for us, because it won't be easy. They'll do whatever they can to continue to be in power in this area, and we know that.